Hey guys, it's Snailbiter, and I've got another World of Tanks video here. This is a round that I had with the WZ-131, which is the Tier 7 Chinese scout tank. And I wanted to post it because this is, I think, the highest amount of raw XP that I've ever gotten in a single round. I end up getting something like 1850 XP without premium, and around 2800 XP with premium, and I actually get a bonus as well on top of that. There must have been some event or some mission going at the time that I played this round, so I end up getting nearly 6000 XP as a result for my double. It was a pretty good round, and it didn't really start out that good, to be honest. It starts out fairly slowly. It's on Sand River. This is Encounter, and it's in a Tier 10 battle. So, generally speaking, as a scout in a Tier 10 battle, you're not going to be doing too much damage, although in this round, it's actually mostly Tier 8 tanks on either team. There's only one Tier 10, and each team has 3 Tier 9s, it looks like. So it's really more of a Tier 8 battle, which is, in a battle with this number or this many Tier 8s, this tank can actually do a fair amount of damage. So you'll see that later on in the round. But to start off, I just wanted to do some scouting, and that's generally how I like to play scouts anyways. I like to scout the beginnings of rounds and then try to do more damage later on. Particularly on Sand River, it's very easy to, at the beginning of the round, to just pop over this dune and spot any enemy tanks trying to leave their base, since they actually spawn down there on Encounter, or trying to approach this side of the dune. So you suddenly get some good early spots on enemy tanks. And that's still what I'm just trying to do at the moment, trying to keep all the enemy tanks sort of in this area lit up for my teammates. I wanted to try to get a kill shot on that KV-5 over there, but he backed off. You already saw me take a pretty stupid shot on him that bounced. I was lucky that I didn't actually get shot as a result of it. It's this tank has really pretty bad gun depression, so you have to be careful about that. It is one thing that I get frustrated by with this tank, although to be honest there's not too much about it that I don't like. It's a really fun, fast tank, and unlike most other scout tanks, it can actually deal pretty good damage for the rounds for the matchups that it's given. Even in Tier 10 battles, like you'll see in this round, you can end up doing a fair amount of damage. I should actually mention as well that I don't have the 100mm gun equipped on this tank. I decided to stick with the top 80mm gun that you unlock instead, because the top 80mm gun actually has better accuracy and aim time and a better reload rate. So even though the damage and the penetration is lower, I actually find that I do better with this gun, with this tank. So here you can see I decided to make a bit of a move. I saw the enemy was capping, so I wanted to try to get over to the center of the map here, into this little dip along the ridge, and see if I could at least spot the guy on the cap, and hopefully either shoot him myself or light him up so an ally could shoot him and stop all those cap points. I decided to take a quick shot in the low, and I don't actually end up spotting the guy on the cap, so I'm just kind of leaving that for now. There you can see my 6th sense goes off, so I quickly try to get into this little dip in the dune. I know there's a T-30 there on the ridge to my right, so I want to be careful that he doesn't get a shot on me, because he could cripple my tank, and he might actually even be able to one-shot me, with the amount of damage that his gun can do. And I just decided to make a break for it here, really. I can see that our team is already ahead. We have a bit of an advantage. And I decided it's time to be a little more aggressive and spot these guys who are just sitting up here on this ridge. And so here comes the T-34. I spot him, and he comes after me, and I quickly back down because I know that with my gun depression I'm never going to be able to get a good shot on him, and his tank has very good gun depression, so it'll be pretty easy for him to shoot me if I just decide to stay there. So I back up into the little dip here and just wait. He stares at me and gets shot on the side by my friendly M103. Decided to take a quick passing shot at that 1390. who I'm not entirely sure what he decided. He decided for some reason to go into that lake there and drown himself, which was, I was thankful for that. I was a little nervous that he was going to try to come after me. But instead he just suicides, and I get to take some shots in the back of this T-30 who's not really watching. Since I see him fire, I'm able to take a couple of shots because I know he has a really long reload rate. And I take a somewhat risky third shot here, but I'm able to get it through without getting shot. I'm being a little bit over-aggressive here. I get sort of lucky as I keep peeking out on him, but he whiffs his shot badly on me. And then that's my signal to just approach him and go in for the circle. You'll see, this is I think this round is a pretty good example of just basically how to circle heavy tanks in a light tank, because that's pretty much how I get all of my damage. I mean, as you can see, at this point, I've only done about 1,200 damage. It's been a pretty mediocre round so far. But I end up doing almost, I think, around 3,500 damage by the time this round finishes. So. You'll see me do quite a bit of damage towards the end of this round, even though, I mean, at this point the round is pretty much finished. We already have secured the win. So we've got a few allied tanks on the cap, and I see this T-32 over here by himself behind the dune, and so I decided to try to close it on him. I'm not entirely sure why the replays stutter from time to time. I haven't really been able to figure it out. But I apologize for that. I think it's sort of annoying to watch. But anyway, so I approach this T-32. He's not looking at me, so I take a couple shots at his back. I'm able to track him there. And now it's just a matter of keeping in front of his turret as he tries to catch up with, or his turret tries to catch up with me, which it's not going to be able to do if I have him tracked. Make a little bit of a mistake there, and he almost is able to catch me as his track repairs, and I bounce a couple of shots just because I'm not really able to aim well, since I'm in third-person view, and I just really want to focus on not getting shot at this point. Then I decided to try to aim a little bit better with one of my shots, and I track him again, and it's pretty much over for him there. Set him on fire and get the kill. I did almost... almost all the damage that he took was, I think, from me. So that's about 1,500 damage there that I got pretty quickly. Now, at this point, I'm thinking that we're probably going to cap out before I can get over to those last two enemy tanks to do any damage, but the T-34 actually shoots one of my teammates on the flag, so I decide to close in again and do the same thing all over again, as this guy also has a pretty slow turret traverse, so I get a shot on his side, and we're off circling him again. As you can see, I can pretty easily stay in front of his turret, even though he's not tracked. Now here, he does, or I make a bit of a mistake, and he makes a smart move by just continuing forward as I was trying to go around him. But his shot misses. I think a teammate shot him there as well, and I get the kill. And this IS-8, who didn't notice me at all at first, finally turns around and shoots me. I get one shot in his side, and a teammate finishes him off. So there's the end of the round. As you can see, I was able to do about 3,600 damage, which is pretty good for a scout tank in a tier 10 match. It was a pretty solid round, and I get about 2,800 XP, including premium. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.